Cinemacon showcased the rest of 2023. Dune Part 2 released its first official images. A ton of movie trailers came out this past week. Plus, we got first reactions to The Flash.
Hello, movie friends. Welcome back to Raiders of the Lost podcast and our weekly movie news episode where we went through all of the movie news so you don't have to. Let's catch you up onto everything that's going on. And
there's a lot to talk about.
There's like a shit ton of footage that came out. Lots of trailers.
Cinemacon blew up the internet. So much was revealed and teased. And I mean, I feel like we got to go to Cinemacon next year. I didn't realize how big they are. This was probably the biggest one ever, it seems like.
Nolan did a whole presentation.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Denis was there. Timmy was promoting Dune and Wonka.
Zendaya too. Yeah,
Zendaya
won Star of the Year award, and Nolan and his partner Emma Thomas won. They won theater owner award of like spirit towards cinema.
Thank you for keeping our doors open.
It's like an official award.
Years.
Yeah, like all the theater owners of America. It's like their award that they give
straight. Surprised Tom Cruise didn't show up like parachuting in or something.
He almost did. Well, he did send something to CinemaCon, but we'll get into that after the box office.
But let's start with the box, which was the box office was pretty. It was okay this weekend. I think everyone's like enjoying the nice weather, I guess, because. And not a ton of new releases, really. So Super Mario Bros. Still number one, pulled in another $37 million.
That's crazy. Fourth weekend.
It's broken $1 billion globally, which is absurd.
And it's closing in on $500 million domestic, which is wild.
Insane success. Obviously, they're going to be making a verse of Super Mario.
Yoshi's
going to, well, I mean, they teased Yoshi, and obviously the post-credits scene was Yoshi's egg.
And my guess is they'll make a Yoshi movie. And then
him and Mario
together,
meet. Yeah. Him and Mario get to meet, and he's gonna like ride him like a horse.
Because they should do a whole Yoshi movie if they're gonna really hit this hard. Go Yoshi on its own.
In our review, I talked about how it was so clever, and I think it was a great decision not to really have Yoshi or the Yoshis in the movie.
I don't know. I missed him.
Just the tease.
I wanted more.
See, now you want Yoshi. Now when
they did it.
Yoshi Origins.
Rise.
When the trailer comes out in 2025, you're like, oh my God, Yoshi!
I will not be like that.
Yahoo! Now, Evil Dead Rise pulled in another $13 million. It's becoming a very successful rated R horror film.
35 total right now, so good job.
It's already like broken its budget by a good amount. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, pulled in $6 million. Return of the Jedi, its re-release, pulled in $5.7 million.
Very impressive for only being released in 500 theaters across the country.
Hey, studios, let's start releasing older movies more often.
Dude, if The Shining got re-released tomorrow, I would be there.
Holy shit!
Like we went to Return of the King. If they did a marathon of the HP movies, I would be there.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Dude.
Like just re-release them. You make money. You don't have to do any work. You already have them. just send the theaters a fucking downloadable Google Drive link. That's all you need to do.
I think they need more than a Google Drive link, Anthony. It's not like a QuickTime file.
No, sometimes it's a downloadable link. Not on Google Drive, but
it's a very high quality, huge file. It's not. Anthony's like it's like 720p.
Just text it to them.
Anthony's ripping it off of YouTube. Here you go, guys. I got it for you.
We got LimeWire, bro.
John Wick 4 pulled in another $4 million. Sisu pulled in $4 million. And Beau is Afraid, another disappointing weekend, under $2 million at the domestic box office.
And it's its widest release right now. So it looks like Beau is Afraid will top out, making about $10 million internationally.
I don't think it's going to hit $10 million.
Globally, I mean.
I don't think it's going to come close to that.
Maybe.
It's making less than $250,000 a day domestically. It's making less than that internationally.
Ouch.
I don't even think it'll hit $5 million.
What's it at right now?
It's like 4.1.
Okay, yeah, you might be right.
It can't even pull a million in a weekend.
Yeah,
it's over. It's done.
I do think that Beau is Afraid is going to find life on Amazon Prime when it goes, or whatever streamer gets it. I think it's going to find life there.
I think it will stand the test of time eventually, and I'm just disappointed people didn't go to see it. I'm guessing, like we talked about in our episode that's dropping on Tuesday, that the word of mouth wasn't great for this film.
But also, I mean, we were standing in line for Guardians last night, and there was a group of people ahead of us, and I was just eavesdropping because I like to watch. I'm a people watcher.
Because he plays a lot of Assassin's Creed.
No, I just I like it's important to listen to people. If you want to be able to like write well, you have to like absorb stuff. Yeah. So I'm always trying to listen to people and how they talk. And
well, like last week I was at Starbucks and like they got my name wrong.
Overheard in L.A.
Like something something hilarious happened yesterday. Like I saw Stephanie.
But this group of there's like 5 or 6 girls, and one of them mentioned Beau is Afraid. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we love Ari Aster." But then one of them said, "Yeah, but it's 3 hours long." They're like, "Yeah, I don't know. You could watch like another movie in that time." And I was just like, "What are you talking? Like, it's just a 3-hour movie."
Y'all went and saw Avatar?
Yeah, Avatar. I mean, Guardians is 2.5 hours. Like, that's a long movie. And so I think that people just like, if they see the 3 hours, they're immediately put off.
I guess, but I mean, they've been pretty successful. I mean, John Wick 4 was almost 3 hours. That movie was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
So I don't know.
I think social media is really pushing trends to what people go see in theaters, and I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm not going to see it because it's 3 hours long. It looks weird," and people are saying that it's not a horror movie like they wanted from seeing Midsommar and Hereditary, which is it's too bad. This movie is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is what it is. I did not expect this movie to perform well, so I'm not surprised, honestly.
Yeah, but I'm surprised
especially in the summer. I think that if they released this in the early spring, it would have done a lot better because there is a lot of competition right now. If they released this in February or March, I think it would have done much better.
Oh, so if they didn't release it in early spring. I thought you said that if they did release it in early spring. No. And I was like, aren't we in early spring?
Wait, are we?
Yeah, it's freaking
Okay, sorry, hold on. I always mix it up. If they released this at the end of winter,
mid-spring.
If they released this in February, I think it would have done a lot better.
Yeah, maybe
because there was nothing to see in February.
Maybe it wasn't done though. Anyways, let's move on to the news.
The news!
We're going to get into trailers, but first we're going to talk about how Dune Part 2, we finally got our first official images from the film. We got like 10 shots. We got obviously Muad'Dib, Paul Atreides with his blue eyes. He's a part of the Fremen now. We got Zendaya. We got Gurney Halleck is back. We got freaking Fade Routha, played by Austin Butler. A great tease behind the back silhouette of, I won't say what he's about to walk into, but it looks freaking sick.
They teased his face, but they did show the knives.
Baron Harkonnen smoking a fat joint in a hot tub.
Also, Lady Margot.
Lady Margot.
Leia Seydoux, who we've talked about many times, one of our favorite actors. She's appearing in the film as Lady Margot, who plays an important figure for Fade Routha's storyline.
And then we also got Lady Jessica, of course, with I like the design of what they're going to be doing for what we'll learn eventually to be a Reverend Mother.
Yeah.
And so she's got like the tattoos on her face. Well,
Spoilers.
Reverend Mothers are in the first movie.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe people don't know that's going to happen.
All right, sorry.
Also, Gurney Halleck, Josh Brolin is back with his luscious locks now.
Woo.
So clearly some time has passed.
Oh, yeah, some time has passed.
But
I'm covered in blood and
sweat.
There
is someone they haven't shown yet.
Quite a few people they haven't shown.
But there's someone very, very important.
Who's going to play Aaliyah?
Exactly.
I have no idea.
And so... How do you think they're going to actually cast a child, like a 4-year-old?
They have to. Yeah. No, not a 4-year-old. She'll be like 7 or 8 probably.
Yeah.
4 would be way too young. So I'm guessing, Aaliyah, we won't say who Aaliyah is.
But there will be a child has a major role for in the plot of Dune in the second half.
And they're gonna have to be a terrific actor. I mean, a terrific actress. I'm sure that Denis has someone great, but I think they're purposely keeping that secret for as long as possible.
I agree.
Because I'm so curious who the fuck is cast as Aaliyah.
Also, they did not show our guy Christopher Walken. They're teasing him.
The Emperor.
Too. They're not showing. Woo! They're saving him. They're saving that bacon,
bro.
But
man, these shots look great. I cannot wait. I'm so ecstatic for this film. We all are.
And this is also a good sign when press teams release stills like this, like official stills. It is they're getting ready to release a trailer soon. No, there's been no announcements, but this is the way that PR teams roll out footage and trailers. They'll start with it, just tease you with some images, get some build up online, and then they'll hit you with the trailer sometime after that.
Maybe this week we'll get a trailer for Dune Part 2.
I think so.
Maybe today.
So. Maybe in front of Guardians.
Well, they said that there would be a new Oppenheimer trailer in front of Guardians.
Okay.
But we saw Guardians at a different kind of screening. They didn't have trailers. So if you're seeing Guardians, you'll see a new Oppenheimer trailer.
I'm guessing new oh, wow. New cut?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even want to see it.
Speaking of trailers, there were a lot of major trailer releases this past week and a ton of new released trailers for films that we've already seen trailers of. So first of all, The Flash released its final trailer before its release. This showed quite a lot of new footage, tons more Michael Keaton, a little more Sasha Calle. So I really like this trailer. I think it's the best trailer they've released so far, and I have a much better sense for the story and grasp of what is going on. It also showed that Ben Affleck seems to definitely have a very minimal role in the film based upon he was just in like a 2-second shot, and it was mainly Keaton, Calle, and Ezra Miller.
Yeah, and he's also said in interviews he's in the movie for like 5 minutes. It's probably a little more than 5 minutes, but it doesn't seem like he's in a lot of scenes. Obviously, he's going to be in a big action sequence, which we've seen in the trailers with the awesome gray and blue suit, it looks like. But also he has a conversation with Barry in the film too, with the suit, the normal suit and tie on as Bruce. So he's probably not going to be in the movie too heavily, but it'd be cool. I bet you he's in the final big climax battle, which is going to be awesome. Another trailer we got. Black Mirror Season 6, baby!
Finally.
Let's go! It's going to include Aaron Paul, Ben Barnes, Annie Murphy, Danny Ramirez, Salma Hayek, Penalt, Zazie Beetz, Himesh Patel, Rory Culkin, and more. Lots of great, interesting stories. Aaron Paul's looks really enticing. He plays an astronaut, so I'm really excited about this. We love Black Mirror. We should probably do some more episodes on it, but one of the most interesting shows on TV the last couple decades, and I'm sure a lot of you are really excited about this news as well.
Yeah, Annie Murphy's great, too. I can't wait to see her do looks like she's playing a more dramatic role because she's always mostly done comedy, so I'm looking forward to seeing doing something like this. And also, Zazie Beetz looks like she kind of has like a solo episode like Aaron Paul. What is my guess from the footage they revealed, but we don't know much about what these episodes are, but they do look fantastic. And Black Mirror, it can be hit or miss, but when it hits, it's great. It
has very few hit misses for me, honestly.
Yeah.
They're mostly
season 4. I think that it was just mostly kind of the season before last season was kind of just like...
Yeah, probably. But the first 3 seasons, holy crap, they're all great.
And there are a couple of really good ones last season.
Some of the best episodes
5.
of TV.
Yeah.
I mean, San Juniper was great. Plus, I mean, the one with Kaluuya is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
The horror one with Russell was great, too. Like, so many good episodes.
Mm-hmm. Next up, The Hunger Games is finally back to theaters with The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. We got our first trailer. We've seen some stills and some posters over the past couple months, but we got our first sense for what the movie looks like. And Viola Davis looks like she's just eating the whole time. She is in these crazy outfits, looks to be playing a terrifyingly hilarious villainous character. It looks like she's having a lot of fun. I can't wait to see her in this world, but also the cast looks fantastic. Very talented actors on board, and this is basically Snow Origins. I haven't read the book.
The first snowfall.
First snowfall.
Yeah, we've obviously
snowfall.
We love the original books, the original trilogy, and we've seen those movies, and they're great. So, but I haven't read this book. I don't really know what to about besides the origins of Snow, I guess. But I know this is the most recent written book of them all.
Yeah. And I think it's the 10th Hunger Games is what I remember from the trailer.
So, curious.
Yeah,
it looks pretty solid. It looks pretty similar to the first one in a way.
It was a tease.
Yeah.
It's just a good tease.
But we'll check it out for sure. We love Hunger Games.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing another trailer for it.
We got a trailer for Strange Way of Life, which is a Pedro Almodovar film starring Ethan Hawke and Pedro Pascal. Looks awesome. Looks like a classic Western with a little bit of romance between these two handsome guys. Cannot wait to check it out. Did you see the trailer?
Oh yeah, of course,
it looks
man.
terrific. I love it.
I love him.
He had to get the silhouette shot through the door with the sun pouring in. Got to get that in every Western.
Yeah.
So we love Pedro's movies and can't wait to check this out.
Hell yeah. Next up, Denzel Washington is back as the Equalizer.
Let's go.
This is the 3rd film in the franchise that will finish out Denzel and Antoine Fuqua's collaboration on this franchise. This time it is set in Italy, mostly in Naples. It looks like a lot of fun. The gore, the violence, it is just like, sign me up. I love the Equalizer movies. They're not perfect, but you know what? They are a lot of fun. There's just Denzel kicking ass, just being this character. And also, there are actually some pretty resonant themes. The last one had a lot of great themes. And so, also, Pedro Pascal was great in that one, too. And that last act, isn't that last act insane?
So badass.
And so, I'm really looking forward to this. I can't wait to see it. Also, we get the reuniting of Denzel and Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, which is great. So, this will be the 3rd film they've been in together because she's in the first. No, I'm sorry. That was Chloe Grace Moretz. I'm sorry. The other blonde
Second time
girl.
he's done that. They're different people, Jim.
I didn't even confuse
Not
her with her
every
sister.
blonde girl looks the same.
The thing with the Equalizer movies with Denzel and Fuqua is I don't even have to see the trailer. I am going to be there at the theater.
It looks good.
I cannot wait. I skimmed the trailer because I don't want to reveal anything because I love the first two.
Dude, you're gonna love it.
There's such a good time.
I was screaming like, oh shit! But oh my god, when
even
stuff
though it's
goes
not
down.
set in Boston, kid, I love that we're going to Italy. So many movies in Italy this year and next year coming out. A ton.
Yeah, everybody does what Tom does.
Tom Cruise.
I mean, everybody kind of copies what he does.
I think so too. They're filming Mission Impossible in Italy. All right, we gotta change the story. We gotta go to Venice or something. we got a trailer for Next Goal Wins as well. This is Taika Waititi's next film starring Michael Fassbender, which is going to be cool.
This looks good.
He's going to play a soccer coach. It's a story about this real-life soccer team. And I think it's going to be great because I think Taika operates best outside of the MCU. I think his movies outside the MCU are his best movies.
He makes great movies just about people, and that's what I love about his first few films, and then also with JoJo. But this looks like a return to the films that made me fall in love with Taika. Not to say that Thor Ragnarok's not great, but I really loved his early films, and it looks like he's getting back to that. And joining forces with Fassbender is great. This looks like a really fun story. It's actually, like you said, true story about the worst international soccer team at the time. I mean, football team, and they actually were coming off the worst loss ever of 31-0, and then they hired this coach, and it looks like a really great. I love sports movies. We get very few of them nowadays.
Underdog stories.
So it looks like a lot are fun.
Yeah, and he tells stories about humans as well as vampires.
Yes.
Because I love that movie.
Well, I said people, so why you could call vampires people.
No, people are human.
I guess
vampires are not human anymore.
That's true.
When we do in the shows,
they were people.
They were people.
Well, there is a main character person.
Yeah, there are people in it.
Yes.
I know, I'm just kidding. I'm just busting your chops, man.
I can't take this anymore.
All you 90s kids and 80s kids who played Twisted Metal on PlayStation like we did with our brothers and friends religiously, they are dropping a TV series on Peacock. We got the first look at it starring Anthony Mackie. It seems like a post-apocalyptic world that ended in the early 2000s. He's got a CD case, a bunch of shotgun shells. He's got machine guns on his car. Plus, we got a glimpse at Sweet Tooth at the end of the trailer. Pretty excited to check this out because, like we said, we played this a ton as kids on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And it was like this and Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Those are some of our favorite games.
It looks like they're going for a kind of Mad Max. What's the Snyder zombie movie?
Nightmare?
No, the Snyder zombie.
Zombie of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Zombie of the Dead.
Zombie of the Dead.
Zombie of the Dead. The zombies are dead too. The zombies die, then rise to life.
Zombie of the Dead. Don't worry about the title. It looks like a combination of Mad Max, Army of the Dead, set around Vegas. And I think that's the best way to approach this.
Just have fun, machine guns and blood.
It's about him. Mackie is a guy who's trying to deliver a package across the country.
He's like a trigger happy.
So Rat Race.
Yeah.
Rat Race combined with Mad Max.
Plus the 2000s influence.
Yeah.
I think it should be solid. And I'm definitely curious.
Also, Will Arnett, Stephanie Beatrice, and Nev Campbell will be co-starring.
Oh, no way. Nev Campbell. That's
Campbell,
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Next
up, Kenneth Branagh is returning as Hercule Poirot in his third adaptation of the Agatha Christie character with A Haunting in Venice.
We'll be there day one.
Yeah. This is a terrific-looking cast. Tina Fey, Michelle Yeoh, as well as a bunch of others. And this time, Hercule Poirot is tackling spiritual demonic presences.
It's cool. It's like a horror movie trailer.
Yeah, I thought it was a horror movie, and then I saw who was in it. I was like, oh wow.
I love the first two movies that he's done with this character, and I think that the last one he did was so underrated and underappreciated. It came out at a weird time. Theaters had just started opening it up.
It was March post-pandemic.
It did a pretty good box office. It pulled $100 million, and we saw it in IMAX
in 65
because he shot it.
Yeah,
we saw it in 65 millimeter. It was incredible, beautiful.
Yeah.
Death on the Nile, and I loved it. I thought it was one of my favorite movies that year, so I'm really excited to check this out, especially now it's going to be a horror kind of story and set in Venice, Italy.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I bet you it's going to be just like a Sherlock short story where there's in the original Sherlock movie with Downey and Jude Law where the supernatural is present, but really there's probably a completely normal practical explanation for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Which I can't wait to see. I love those kinds of reveals.
Yeah, I really like these movies. Actually, after Glass Onion, I prefer the Branagh Poirot mysteries compared to the Glass Onion mysteries.
Well, we'll see. We have to see a third Knives Out.
Yeah, I know.
I think the first Knives Out's the best murder mystery we've had in a while.
Well, I'm saying they both have two movies out. So I actually like the Poirot ones better.
Yeah, the Glass Onion one, I just wasn't feeling it too much,
Yeah, Knives Out is great, but I think that Glass Onion was a lot weaker. Whereas Branagh has, I think, made two terrific murder mysteries with Orient Express and then Death on the Nile. All right, getting to CinemaCon.
Oh, wait, no, we got a new...
Oh, sorry, I skipped the trailer.
Yeah, The Little Mermaid trailer.
Oh, the Little Mermaid trailer.
And
Sorry, it
a
was on the next
and a bunch
page.
of posters as well
Yeah.
for all the
It
characters.
looks good. It looks like a really faithful adaptation. Rob Marshall is a great director. I mean, that's the guy who made Chicago. The guy knows what he's doing, and so it looks good. The CGI looks better than I think in the last trailer. I wasn't sold on the CGI, and then to get Melissa McCarthy's reveal is really fantastic. And it looks like the cast is really, really terrific in their roles.
It's interesting the CGI, how inconsistent it is with Disney movies because obviously Ant-Man did not look that great, but when we saw Guardians, the CGI in Guardians looked terrific.
Yeah, visual effects were strong.
Phenomenal CGI.
There wasn't a moment of CGI in Guardians where I didn't buy it. It was some of the best visual effects that Marvel's done, I think.
I think they just put all their money into this.
That. Yeah. I think
Ant-Man's like, yeah, you could have you have the C Squad, Ant-Man.
we're just not going to render it.
We understand you visual effects artists work so hard. We're just jokes. Moving on to CinemaCon highlights. Got some great news coming. Oh, yeah. Lots of footage shown. But also, like, I would love to go to CinemaCon, but also I don't want to get teased footage. I want to see the footage for the first time.
Yeah, true.
Because,
for example, this next one.
So Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 premiered a 20 action-packed minutes at CinemaCon. The sequence featured a handcuffed Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell in a chaotic, hilarious high-speed chase. Now, this is something that would be, I'm sure, so cool to see there, but also I only want to see it on the first time.
Yeah, and it looks like, I mean, I read a little bit, and you got a sense for it in the trailer. They're handcuffed, and they're driving that small yellow car evading authorities, and it looks like that's going to be a big highlight of the film of comedy and action. And they actually both take turns driving the car.
I bet it's the opening action sequence.
Yeah, it could be up there. And what's interesting is that they're cuffed to each other. So I'm looking forward to seeing the physical comedy. I'm sure they're going to play around with that.
Man, so I can't wait to see this.
Can't wait. Very soon, man.
So
Very soon.
Excited. So
Very
excited.
Soon. It feels like it's just yesterday we were talking about Top Gun and being like, we can't wait for MI7.
I know. It's almost May, which means we're only 2 months away from the biggest month ever in July for movies. Like, this is going to be crazy.
I can't think of a July that was this packed before.
It's going to be
It's unbelievable.
Sick. And what's awesome is the three biggest ones that I'm excited for, they're not superhero movies. I mean, it's Mission Impossible, and then Oppenheimer and Barbie. Like, those are my top three for July probably. And
oh, yeah.
It's just great fucking franchises. I love it.
It's just fucking great, guy.
Let's go, man.
Oh, yeah.
And great great filmmakers, so I'm very excited about July.
Me too, man. I'm looking forward to our Barbie and Oppenheimer episode tomorrow.
Yeah, let's drop it tomorrow. We break down Barbie versus Oppenheimer. We kind of talk about who we think will have the edge for the box office weekend as well as the long-term box office. We preview both films in terms of the cast and crew, who's doing the cinematography, the teams that the directors hired or working with, the music, every element of the films, and just kind of like breaking them down into fun verses.
It was good. It was a lot of fun. We recorded that at Spotify, so
it's audio only because we did it at Spotify and they didn't have their video studios open yet because they were doing some construction. So, but they let us film in the audio ones.
Yeah, check it out tomorrow. It's a really, really good episode. Also, Martin Scorsese brought the first footage of Killers of the Flower Moon to Vegas at CinemaCon on Thursday, and apparently the crowd erupted. They gave him a standing ovation. And he talked about how important the big screen is for cinema and how he made this movie specifically to be seen on the big screen. And I'm just really looking forward to it. I'm not sure if it was a trailer. I think it might have just been a sizzle reel. So I would expect a trailer for Killers of the Flower Moon to come out soon. Because did you see that meme that someone put? They put the whale shot of Brendan Fraser, the shot of the whale, and then the shot of the Killers of the Flower Moon, and said that the amount of range that these two photos have gotten on the internet over the last year, because it's like for the longest time,
because the only still from Kills of the Flower Moon has been the same one at the dinner table,
and then for the whale, that they released that a long time before anyone saw footage. So it was like how that was like carrying everyone's perception of the movies. Just those two images.
So to keep going on that, they released new images for Killers of the Flower Moon, featuring some shots of De Niro, DiCaprio, and some other actors and actresses. Production and set and wardrobe obviously look top-notch. Cannot wait to see this movie in December.
Fun fact that I read is Scorsese and DiCaprio were living together on location.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they had like a home together.
That's really
Isn't
sweet.
that so cool?
I think it's the first time that Leo and De Niro have been in a movie together since Leo was a child actor.
His stepson.
And Stepson, and what was that movie called? Where he's
This Boy's Life.
Yeah, This Boy's Life.
Yeah.
He's like the stepson, he's the Boy Scout.
Is there mustard in there? Is there any mustard left in there? Oh my God, what a great scene. That's great.
Really cool. Kind of full circle moment for them.
Yeah, because De Niro actually introduced them.
And suggested Leo for upcoming films.
Yeah, he told Scorsese, "Hey, I just worked with this kid in the movie I just made. You should keep him on your radar. He's the best young actor I've ever worked with."
And now Timmy's on that radar.
Yeah.
That Chanel commercial. Can't wait to see that.
I know, right?
That's going to get
They should release that in theaters.
Bro, that's going to get so many views on YouTube. The Chanel trailer that Scorsese and Chalamet made.
Oh, my God. It looks cool. Like, they got a rain set there in the train station.
Lots of cool wardrobe and sets, yeah.
They put a lot of money into those fashion ads.
Did you see the shot of Timmy and Marty just talking on set, but they're on the subway in the car, and Scorsese's just in like a comfortable love seat that they just pulled from like a living room?
Well, he's 82, bro.
Yeah, I know. He's 80.
He's 80. He's getting up there.
But he's still moving, man.
Yeah.
He's moving still.
Yeah, but you can't stand for 16 hours a day if you're 80.
But I just love that Scorsese's like, can I get a comfy chair? I don't want one of those goddamn director chairs.
Okay, I know what you mean.
Because those aren't that comfortable.
It was cushioned. Yeah, it's very cushioned.
It's a living room seat.
Yeah. It's part of the cruise. It's part of the crew. They have it there at all times for him. And next up, at Cinemacon, John Krasinski surprised audiences by revealing the first trailer for A Quiet Place, Day One, being the shepherd of the franchise by writing and directing and starring in the first two films. He is now basically passing the torch on to the next filmmakers and actors, revealing the first footage. Apparently, it blew audiences away. Lupita Nyong'o is the lead of the film, and I can't wait to see the trailer soon.
As well as Joseph Quinn's in it, and Joseph Quinn, we have some news for later. Now, this movie I'm pretty excited about, and I don't think that Krasinski has any involvement at all.
Just exec producer.
Yeah, just like an EP credit. Yeah. That's my assumption.
He stopped by on set a couple of times, but he's really just letting the new filmmakers take it over.
But I'm super excited. Origins of what happened when the aliens really landed.
Second origins.
Origins.
The other origins.
The other city where it happened. Can't wait, though. It's going to be awesome. We got some footage of Wicked. When I wanted to see Stomp and you wanted to see Wicked, what did we see? We saw Wicked. That's a reference to the Office dinner party episode. It's never what I want.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
You have no idea the emotional toll that 4 vasectomies has on somebody.
The candle room.
His bed is at the end of the bed.
It's actually very comfortable.
See, he just curls up on there. It's a lot bigger than it looks.
I love that TV.
Anyways, so we got footage of Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo in character for this film. It's coming from director John M. Chu, and it was received with a huge applause, and I'm sure people are really excited to finally see this film on the big screen.
Erivo's playing the Wicked Witch, and then Grande's playing the other witch. I can't remember her name. The Good Witch.
This is one of the most popular theater acts.
Musicals.
Well, musicals are theater acts, dude. I'm going to throw my phone off you. Because musicals can
It's one of the most popular things where people are on stage and they sing, and then there's an audience watching them. It's one of those popular one of those.
Moving on.
Sorry.
Boom roasted.
But musicals really perform well, so I think that could be a huge hit.
All right, let's get to news and announcements. I kind of might as well stay on Joseph Quinn because we just brought him up for some huge news that is maybe my favorite of the last few days, is that Joseph Quinn has been cast in Gladiator 2. Now, he'll be playing the brother of Barry Keoghan's character, Emperor Gaius. And Gaeta. Yeah, something like that. So
it's Gaeta.
Very excited to see that, as well as Lucilla's mother, played by
Connie Britton. Connie Nielsen.
Connie Nielsen is coming back as well.
Yeah.
Kirsty Jimon Hansu will be coming back as well. He better be. But that's such a great casting. This is going to be such a good movie. And we were talking about this yesterday when we heard this news that Ridley and his casting team, they know what the fuck they're doing, man.
And I feel like Jaimin will get cast because he is so ingrained in the idea, in the themes of Gladiator, and he's one of the best parts of Gladiator. So they got to get Jaimin Hinsu back. I hope they do. He's just such a phenomenal actor. He's great in everything he does.
So this movie's shaping up to be absolutely terrific. I can't wait to check it out. I want to see some photos by the end of the summer, which would be great because they're going.
I want some photos, Ridley. Give us some photos.
Because they're filming, man. They're in production right now.
They're shooting.
So I can't wait for this movie. It gets more exciting every week because, when we first heard the news of Gladiator 2 coming out like last year, we were like, ah! But man, I am so ready.
It's ramping up.
Just take my money, Ridley Scott. I love you so much.
He's taking a lot of it already.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking my life. two movies in my top 5.
Hey, they're great movies. Next up, The Flash has released to some people, and reactions are calling it tremendous, heartfelt, and one of the best superhero movies ever made. Andy Muschietti also spoke out on Ezra Miller's health situation, saying that Ezra Miller is seeking treatment and is improving, and Andy Muschietti believes that it's possible that there will be a sequel to this film.
And I believe James Gunn just came out yesterday after he was asked about, I think, Ezra Miller at one of the events for Guardians, where he said they're just kind of playing it by ear, seeing how it goes, and it's possible that Ezra could continue as the Flash. So that means, I think, I'm assuming at the end of the movie that we all thought they'd kill him off, but clearly he's probably not going to get killed off.
Yeah, so in Muschietti,
unless it's a different version of him.
Muschietti also said that Ezra Miller is committed to getting better. So that's what he said publicly yesterday.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Some more great news. MCU and Disney have just been making some good decisions lately with getting great screenwriters. We talked about this with Star Wars, getting Stephen Knight to write one of the Star Wars films. Now for Blade, this movie that's been in production hell and purgatory for about a year almost now, after it was supposed to go into production and start filming in October last year, 2022, has tapped True Detective creator and writer Nick Pizzolatto to pen the script. He's been working on it and tinkering with it for the last couple weeks. And this is supposed to start filming this summer, so I'm sure they're probably going off the original script or ideas they've been having and bouncing around for the last several months.
That's a great hire.
But a great hire to get a really successful and proven writer.
Because what Disney's been doing the last couple of years is they keep hiring writers who've been working in writers' rooms on a show or a movie or whatever. And they're hiring these writers with no real feature credits to their name to pen very important projects. And this was the case with Blade. A person from a writer's room penned the script, and then it just ended up, the studio was like, we can't do this. So you got to go back to, it's important to still get veterans, proven track records for your important projects. Like Nick Pizzolatto wrote one of the most incredible murder mysteries of the century so far. And so it's a great hire to get someone like this. It's a great hire to get Stephen Knight to write projects for you. So go back to experienced veteran writers and really let them take a hold, because they are great for a reason.
Yeah, and writers' rooms work so well for certain things. I think for TV shows, they're really important. And I'm sure Nick had a small writer's room when he was writing True Detective and stuff like that. Or he
wrote
himself?
True Detective completely by himself first season, but then he had a co-writer for the second season.
All right, but then something like Breaking Bad, they had a great writer's room for that show.
Yeah.
But I think some of these productions, their writers' rooms are too big, and kind of everyone has to have a say on the script to an extent. That's what I'm assuming. But like when you have a writer's room of like 12 people and you have to please everybody, I mean, how are you supposed to have a great story going forward and have something cohesive? And I think it's smaller writer rooms probably work better, but this is just a great hire, and I think it's a really smart decision. And like we always talk about how MCU hires directors who've made like one or two movies, and they're like, here's $200 million. I think it's a good decision to get great writers and directors back into making these projects.
Agreed.
So I think it's an awesome hire, because Blade, oh my God, Blade, I just want it to be good, man. I just want Blade to be great. This was announced in 2018, I think, with Mahershala Ali taking on the role.
It'll be great.
It's been 5 fucking years, and we're still waiting for it to go into production.
They could have made 2 movies by now.
I know, they could have. He's going to be like 80 by the time they make Blade 2.
He's going to lose the job because he'll age out of it.
Yeah, Blade. Oh, man, my heart.
We have some new news about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny that is answering a question that we've had on our minds ever since the first images. The film will feature 25 minutes of a de-aged Harrison Ford, so almost a half hour of little young Indy. Cute little 45-year-old Indy would be in the film.
45-year-old Indy? No, I think it's the Temple of Doom age, so he's like mid-30s.
But Harrison was, I think, 45 when they made that. He was younger in Temple of Doom narratively.
That's what I mean,
But he was actually 5 years older than aged real life.
Still look pretty good.
No,
man.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I think he was like 40, 45
yeah,
when he
but
made
it's
that.
also like 45-year-old Harrison Ford is just like a 35-looking-year-old Greek god, like just like great looking human being, man.
Oh my god.
All right, so we have some news about Severance. I don't know if any of you like that show as much as we do. I'm a huge fan of the first season. Hopefully we get a second season pretty soon, but apparently there's been alleged delays for this Apple TV series going forward for season 2. Apparently writers Mark Friedman and Dan Erickson did not get along as they co-wrote season 1 together and had a falling out at the end of the season.
Oh, so they had a falling out, not falling out with Apple.
Yeah, so it was them two personally because I think it was Friedman who wrote the
creator?
pilot.
He's the creator.
He wrote the pilot, and then Erickson, I believe, was a more seasoned TV writer, or vice
I
versa.
thought Erickson was the creator. Hold on.
One of them wrote the pilot. Well, they're both technically showrunners and co-writers. One of them wrote the pilot, and then the other one's a more experienced veteran TV writer
that Ben Stiller probably brought on.
Yeah, just to better formulate the season. But I guess they didn't get along very well.
So Dan Erickson is the creator.
Okay, he wrote the pilot and creator.
And then
Friedman.
What's the other guy's name?
Mark Friedman. It's Marck.
I think Friedman was the show. I don't know. I don't see him in a writer.
Well, either way, they're co-writers.
Yeah,
they're
okay.
co-writers for season 1. And
Whatever.
End of the day,
I'm just not even seeing him in the writers' credits.
he's one of the co-writers. All right, just let me fucking finish the thing. Well, actually, technically he wasn't. He was only there on set for a little bit. But again, so reported that they did not get along. But now there are other reports saying that they're back on schedule and they're going to meet their original release date for season 2. So I think the show kind of seems up in the air, getting mixed reports about what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know exactly what's going on, but I would be really devastated to find out if this actually got delayed because I am so excited.
Especially if they don't
2.
answer those questions.
What the fuck are they doing?
Answer the fucking
What are they
questions.
doing? Such a great episode. I mean, season of TV though.
Oh, it's fantastic. I loved it. Next up, Kraven the Hunter has been announced as being a rated R film. This will be Sony's first rated R Marvel movie starring Aaron Taylor Johnson and Russell Crowe. So I think that as bad as the press has been for the film, this is a good sign.
I think it's also bold but smart to have not released anything yet because Cinemacon, they released some footage and people said it looked awesome. They released a trailer, I believe, but we still haven't gotten a photo. We haven't gotten any trailers as of the time of recording this on Saturday afternoon. On what's today's date? The 29th.
In the year 2023.
2023 on Earth.
The year of the Lord.
The year of the Lord. Now, because everyone else is dropping photos, images from Cinemacon, Dune.
You don't want to get lost in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually pretty smart to not post anything until maybe the end of this week, I bet. But they got to get something out this week, though.
Yeah, because, I mean, everything that was released at Cinemacon, these are all June and July releases. So they still have 4 months to market the film.
Plus, they have to compete with Guardians marketing for their Marvel movie.
Yeah, I think Sony's just waiting for the blowover. I'm sure we'll get some. I guarantee we'll get a trailer for Kraven in July when those big releases come out for sure. But that's my guess. Next up,
I don't know how I feel about this.
the sequel that nobody asked for, Dodgeball, is getting a sequel in the works with Vince Vaughn set to return. This is 20 years after the first film came out, which we loved. It's fantastic. It was a highly quoted movie.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Michelle. I read it in a book. This is me taking the bull by the horns. It really happened.
It actually happened. It's a great movie. It's one of the most quoted movies of our childhood amongst us and our friends. And like I remember everyone at school, we were just constantly quoting Dodgeball. It's really great. It hasn't aged well completely, but I still adore the film. Doesn't warrant a sequel. And they actually did kind of like a pseudo sequel. They did a little ad 2 years ago. The whole cast actually returned in character, and they were promoting, I think it was promoting a charity or something, but everybody was in character, and it was like a cute little bit. But even that was just like, okay, at least they're doing this, just don't do a sequel. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know about how I feel about a Dodgeball sequel.
Honestly, the track record for great 2000s comedies and their sequels has not panned out. Has there been a good one yet? Anchorman 2 was a huge bust and letdown.
Zoolander 2 was
Zoolander
bad.
Was a letdown. I think it's just a cash grab. does anyone want to see a sequel to Dodgeball? I really not. I don't know
Again,
if I'm
I would
interested in
rather
this.
I would rather just watch the original movie. than
Yeah,
watch a
I'm not really
sequel.
interested in this. And I mean, I guess if the complete original cast returns, sure, it'd be enticing, but I don't really see what the sequel would even be about.
And I mean, it would only. I mean, if Ben Stiller's not in it, then what's even the point? You know?
Everyone has to come back.
Yeah.
Justin Long has to come back. Jason Bateman.
Alan Tudyk should come back.
Yeah, Tudyk should come back. Jason Bateman should have a cameo.
Peter.
Maybe he's hosting ESPN 12 El Dolce.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, moving on. Florence Pugh has just been interviewed, and she discussed what it's like working with Christopher Nolan. So I quote Florence Pugh saying, "Working with Christopher Nolan was quite possibly one of the most thrilling experiences in a different way, partly because he works with professionals. He is a professional, but his dedication to the craft of filmmaking and of old filmmaking is just magical to watch. To just watch every single crew member on that set work so hard for him to get his approval. And not like in a weird way, but like everybody knows who they're working for and everybody's proud of being there. Everybody has so much pride in their own work, and so what that does is it means that everybody is constantly trying to be better the next day, and I've never seen that feeling on a set before."
I'm a professional. I'm a professional. I'm a professional. Sick of hearing that. Everyone keeps telling me that. I'm a professional.
Oh, we just watched that.
Man on Fire.
Yeah, that's great. Great quote. Great, sick reference, bro.
Everybody
Everybody
knows it. So, I mean, obviously, this is great to hear. Florence Pugh, one of us, Google gobble, Google gobble.
I can't wait to see her in her collaboration with Nolan. I'm really curious about that.
Smile, the horror movie last year that was a huge success, is getting a sequel at Paramount. Obviously, it's in the works right now. And I'm very excited because they left it open brilliantly for a sequel, a new horror franchise. I love the first one. It was one of my favorite horror movies last year. And I'm pretty damn stoked for this news. And I was expecting it.
It was so huge. Yeah,
it made
a
ton of money.
Big hit. Hugely profitable. Finally, the last bit of news is Neil Blomkamp has been attached to direct Joel Kinnaman in a new alien abduction film, They Found Us.
Pretty cool.
Blomkamp is currently filming Gran Turismo, so once he finishes that, I'm sure he'll start this.
It's coming out soon, isn't it, this year? Yeah, that's right.
They're filming right now.
He's such an awesome director. I'm really excited about this and go back to aliens and stuff.
He took a long break.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of stuff in development like that kept getting shut down.
Yeah.
So he kept trying to get something made, then it got shut down. Something made, development hell.
Yeah, poor guy, man. A lot of his projects just never happened.
I mean, the Halo thing would have been fucking amazing if he got to make Halo.
He tried to get an Alien sequel made too with Sigourney Weaver.
That's what I mean.
was on
He's been
board.
trying to get tons of projects made. And
He was tapped to make not just an Alien sequel, but to do the one that's coming out, that's being made. But then he was taken off the project.
the one that Fede Alvarez is doing.
Yeah,
Too bad.
they removed him.
Fede's an awesome director too. I can't wait to see that.
Oh yeah, for sure. For show.
For show.
I'm gonna get that for show.
All right, that wraps movie news.
Quite a bit.
That was a ton to talk about. Hope you all enjoyed the
cool
episode.
Heisenberg shirt.
Oh yeah, thanks. This is
love
a
that
Breaking
shirt.
Bad t-shirt.
Yeah.
I've had it since I was like 16.
I remember you got it for like your Christmas or something.
Back when we lived on Barton Street,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
used to have this.
I think I got it for you.
I think so, possibly.
Yeah, I got it for you for Christmas.
Possibly, yeah. Thanks, man. Still
You
have it.
still have it,
Still
man.
have it, yeah. It's
faded
It's quite
as fuck,
faded,
yeah.
but it's
You can still read it.
It's the Bumblebee. It's the bee logo or the Hornet logo of the barrels that they use, the chemical, and they kill people and for making meth. Now, episodes this week, like we said earlier, we have tomorrow Barbie vs. Oppenheimer, audio only. It'll be everywhere except for YouTube. Definitely don't miss that one. It was a lot of fun to talk about these two films that are going to go head-to-head on July 21st this summer at the box office. Warner Brothers versus Universal. It's basically Nolan versus Universal because he left. I mean, Nolan versus Warner Brothers because this is his first movie. He left Warner Brothers to do with Universal. Greta Gerwig, awesome director. Can't wait to see both these films probably on the same day, which should be a lot of fun. Then we also have episodes this week. We're going to be doing, what are we doing? Bo is Afraid on Tuesday.
Guardians on Thursday.
No, Guardians is next Monday.
Guardians is next Monday.
Bo is Afraid is on Tuesday.
Yes.
And then on Thursday, it's May 4th, so we're going to do a special Star Wars episode for May 4th. Star Wars Day.
We did a bunch of Star Wars rankings.
Yeah, it was a lot of
films, battles, lightsaber duels, best lightsabers, best action sequences, worst moments, best moments. So we did like 8 lists in there.
Yeah, and if you saw Bo is Afraid and are still confused, Tuesday, definitely check out our review.
I think we did a good job
We did a pretty good job, yeah.
analyzing it.
Yeah.
I almost said analyzing it.
Analyzing. I need to get organized.
Sick reference, bro. Taxi driver.
No one ever gets that one.
That's a very. That's a 10 difficulty right there.
That is a pretty 10 difficulty. But whenever I've said it, people are like, "You mean organized?" I'm like, oh, "Yeah, never mind."
I reference taxi driver almost. I reference it weekly when I say it's clean. It's real clean.
Yeah, you do that.
I do that all. I even do the hand gesture.
Anthony also makes the sugar moth cereal that he eats in that whatever he makes that.
I also hold my hand over a lit stove. Every muscle must be tight.
Anthony's also a taxi driver. He doesn't even get paid; just does it to be Travis Bickle. And he drives one of those old '60s ones around.
And I go to Portal Theaters. Okay,
It's a little much. Anyways,
hey, it's my life, man.
just watch online.
Do they even exist anymore?
Yeah, they're still around.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever driven through Los Angeles?
Where are they?
Like East Hollywood. Like if you drive through there, you can see them. There's a few XXX theaters over there.
Do you frequent them often?
No, I was driving through that area recently to get somewhere, and I was like, "Oh wow!" And I was like, "Oh, they still exist."
Okay. I know. I'm just
it wasn't to update my membership.
They have a membership.
It's the payment plan.
It's through PayPal. Everything's digital now. It's amazing.
All right. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Episodes this week are going to be great. Don't miss out. Appreciate you all so much for tuning in. Take care.
See you next time.
Thank you for watching Raiders of the Lost podcast. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, notifications for sure. Listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere you can listen to podcasts, and be sure to check out this other content we have on our YouTube channel.